The Boeing 747, the queen of the skies, recreated here using nothing but gravity and hundreds of wooden Kapla planks. Before we begin, take a look at the finished scale. Every great flight starts on the ground. For a 747, the landing gear and the belly of the fuselage have to support immense weight. In this build, the base is the most critical phase. I'm laying the footprint here, creating a hollow lattice structure. It needs to be wide enough to provide a center of gravity, but precise enough to stay true to the plane's aerodynamic shape. You're seeing the foundation of the incredible take shape, piece by piece. And just like that, reality sets in. One heavy hand and the physics of the wood fight back. In a build this fragile, failure isn't a setback, it's a data point. Resetting. We stabilize the core and finalize the main deck floor. This is the spine of the aircraft. Without this level platform, the wings we're about to add would have nothing to anchor to. Now, the skeleton is ready. The 747 is famous for its 4 massive turbofan engines. Building these engines is a delicate game of circular geometry. I'm stacking them in vertical cylinders to mimic the high bypass turbofans. On this build, they will help supporting the wings. Each of them was built using temporary supports. Now we move to the wingspan. This is where the 747 truly finds its soul. I'm using additional planks to support the wings as I cannot cantilever it out without increasing the thickness of the wings. This was one of the trickiest part of the build. This is where this build started looking like a plane. I experienced a few collapses which I took out of the videos. To increase the stability of the wings, I add an extra layer of planks. With the wings set, I am building the walls of the main deck. This is the massive interior that changed the world of travel. I'm building up the fuselage walls, leaving a space for the cabin windows. It's a rhythmic process now. Stack, align, repeat, as the plane finally gains its height. If you are not careful, the windows can topple like dominoes. This happened to me previously when I built the A380. You can go check it out on my channel. For this build, I make sure to add planks on top to secure the windows and prevent any collapse. The front of the plane with the cockpit was also hard to get right due to the shape of the planks. Now I am just increasing the ceiling of the first floor to stay true to the actual plane. That's probably not the most interesting part of the build, but it is needed. One last layer and we are ready to go to the next step. We move to the back for the horizontal stabilizers, the rear wings that keep the plane level in flight, and then the signature move, the upper deck. The hump is what makes a 747 a 747. It requires a complex transition from the wide first floor to a narrower second level. This is where the architecture of the Kapla planks really has to shine to create that iconic sloping curve. Finally, the vertical stabilizer. The tail reaches toward the ceiling, the final piece of the puzzle. From a pile of wood to the queen of the skies. About 700 planks, one goal. She's ready for takeoff. It's hard to believe this entire structure is held together by nothing more than its own weight. From this angle, you can really see the scale of the 747's wingspan. The cockpit section was the most nerve-wracking part. If you enjoyed this build, let me know in the comments what I should attempt next. Maybe the Concorde? Consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next build.